Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Oh, nice to have your company here on your live and local station, Beach FM. It's time to catch up with Sky Television's Grant Nisbett and talk a little bit of rugby, which, of course, he's been doing over the weekend anyway, and it's nice to have him with you. It'd be nice to get back and play, wouldn't it? Well, to commentate.
G'day, Ron. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, been a long time. I think we got to round 6 or 7 in the original Super Rugby, and then we went west in the middle of March, so it was a fair old break, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was indeed. And the thing is, what was great, I think, at the weekend, you were down in the south and a huge crowd there. And then in the north, in Auckland, another massive crowd there. So the people want to come out and have a look, Grant, don't they? Yeah,
they do, absolutely. I think, the decision to allow crowds was only made on the Monday, and so they didn't have a lot of time to kind of organise tickets and things, but both venues did an outstanding job, really. And, it wasn't totally full in Dunedin, but they had over 19,000, which, I was sort of thinking back, had that been the previous Super Rugby competition, you might have had half that if you were lucky. So people were really wanting to watch it. And then, of course, we had Eden Park on Sunday, which was damn near full. And I can't remember when that last happened, apart from an All Black test. So, yeah, people weren't just happy to sit and watch it on the telly. They wanted to get out and enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think that's great. And it actually showed, Grant, I think, around the country too, with, under 12 players playing during the weekend, and they were everywhere. And all the kids were out from, 6-year-olds to 12-year-olds all out having a game.
Yeah, and of course, I don't know about up your way, but club rugby starts here in town on Saturday, so we're pretty much getting back to normal. It'll be a bit of fun standing on the sideline on Saturday, having a bit of a shout.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Up at Nenville, hopefully.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, let's have a look. You had a look. To be fair, down south, that was a hell of a good win for a side that really you would have thought was going to get hammered, and at stages looked like it was going to, and then they get up and win by 1 point.
Yeah, well, they were poor in the Super Rugby. They played 6 games and only won one of them, and so they had a bit of rethinking to do. But of course, there's not a lot you can do physically in lockdown. So I'm sure Aaron Major and company would have done a fair bit of planning behind the scenes until he got the players back. So they had to improve, really. And I gave them a bit of a chance to beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been ravaged, as they always seem to be, by injury. They've got a lot of, particularly in the tight 5, players missing. But I thought they would win. But ironically, it was Bryn Gatland who won the game for the Highlanders against the Old Man. So it was a bit of a fairy tale ending, really.
Yeah, it was. It was indeed. Yeah, well, it's good, though. Okay, let's have a look at the game in Auckland, of course, and the Hurricanes. I thought they were all right, but the Blues, in facets of play, and some of the players that I hadn't really seen before at that level, or I can't remember seeing them, played out of their skin.
Yeah, they did. They're a lot better team this year, the Blues. I think they showed that earlier in the season too, because I think they'd won their last 4 before the lockdown came, and so they had a bit of form on the board. And of course, the addition of Beauden Barrett, that can only make a team better. And they've got some very good players there, the Blues, and I think they might well be the team to beat in this competition. It's hard to say at this stage, because what happened, of course, at the weekend was that the 2 teams who had the home advantage both won. So I'm starting to think that if you don't win at home, then you're going to be battling, because you've only got 8 games, and only 4 of those will be at home. So that's why it's imperative, really, I guess, that the Hurricanes bounce back this week against the Crusaders. But yeah, I didn't think the Hurricanes were too bad. Sure, the goal kicking early on wasn't very good, but I thought their scrum was solid. Line out was a bit sketchy at times, but these things can be improved upon. So I know the northern critics, and the Blues are always the team under the most scrutiny, because that's where all the major newspaper outlets and television outlets, so they tend to get more coverage than anybody else. So if they have a win, then it becomes a national event. Whereas if the Highlanders have a win, it's hardly a national event. But so they all got all excited about it. But I think the Hurricanes did okay.
Yeah, I think they did too. What annoyed me a little bit, Grant, and I sat down and watched both of these games. I wasn't there or anything, but boy, there's so many slowing down. I mean, they're about 30 to 32. Sometimes of just giving it away. I just got a bit sick of the referee. He was getting on my nerves, both of them, to be honest. Yeah,
well, they were under instruction to tidy up the tackle ball area. I think the players were confused and even hesitant about going in there, not being sure what the hell they were supposed to be doing and what they couldn't do. And as a result, as you say, 30-odd penalties in each game, which is way over the top, way over what we normally have. I mean, if we have 17 or 18, we're normally going, that's a bit too many. A lot of games you get through with 12 to 15 penalties. Well, we're twice as many in both games. And, okay, I just thought a little bit of leniency might have been in order. And I totally agree with them policing the offside line, because anybody who watches or plays rugby knows if you're constantly offside, then the game's ruined. So I don't mind the offside one, but it's that grey area, which this tackle ball, which is causing a lot of confusion.
Dead right it is. I hope you don't have to go through that with the Crusaders and go the Hurricanes and enjoy, mate. Great to have you with us, and hopefully we'll be able to have a chat with you right through. You've got a lot of rugby still to come. It's right till the end of October, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they haven't quite spelled it out for us. I mean, what we do know is that Super Rugby goes for 10 weeks. There's no final, and so whoever's at the top of the table at the end of this, they finish up winning it. And then I think we probably are looking at Mitre 10 Cup. We haven't got a draw for that as yet. And then they've got to try and fit the All Blacks in. Now, what the All Black program is, I don't think anyone knows yet. I mean, they'll probably know down at headquarters, but they haven't told us what it is. So it's quite conceivable that rugby will, I think, probably go into November. If it goes its full course, I don't see the All Blacks heading anywhere other than Australia this year. I can't imagine the borders in places like England and France and those sort of areas will open. The Rugby Championship, well, they may be able to get Argentina and maybe South Africa into Australia and then do a couple of weeks of isolation, and then the All Blacks can either play them over there or here or both. So, I mean, there are a few possibilities there, but we just haven't actually had that program released as yet.
No, it would be good. I like the idea of what you're saying to me. That would be excellent if we got the other teams from around the world here as well. It'd be great. All right, mate. Thanks for talking to us. You have a great weekend, won't you?
Yeah, good on you, Ron. Take it easy.
Okay, that is Nisbett with us here on the beach.
106.3 Beach FM.